Hey, Fresh Ghost Gaming fans, we're back at Gamer Sanctuary. It's Sunday afternoon. Matt and I are going to get in a game today. We're the only ones who were able to show up, but it's going to be a pretty cool one. We're going to see if the 40k Space Marine Codex is better than, or worse, or up to the task to take on a 30k Legion. So I'm going to have my Death Guard. He's got his Sons of Medusa. I tried to convince him to use the Iron Hands rules from 30k, but he's not familiar enough with them yet. So we're just going to go use them as the Iron Hands from 40k instead. So call it a time warp, call it what you will. It's going to be fun. All right, here's my Death Guard again. We have Mortarion the Reaper, of course. He's going to be my Warlord for the day. Most Primarchs don't actually get Warlord traits because they have so many other cool bonuses they give. So he does not have a trait. My HQ choice is the Master of Signal, no upgrades. He's going to hang out with 5 missile launchers right there. I have 5 heavy flamers here, which I'm actually going to proxy as Volkite Culverins because I have them at home. They're not painted yet, and I didn't want to bring out unpainted stuff. So you can't really tell from this distance in the camera that the heavy flamers are not Volkites. More troops. I have 2 10-man tack squads, Artificer Armor on the Sergeants, and Voxes on the we'll call them the NCOs right there, just to give extra line of sight to the Master of Signal. I have 3 Rapiers behind a defense line, because that's just nasty. I have a Dorado Dreadnought with the Ilos missile launcher, and 2 regular Dreadnoughts with las cannons, one with a chain fist. Both have graviton gun upgrades on their power fist or close combat weapon as well. So this is 2,000 points. Here we have Matt's Sons of Medusa. He's been toying with the new Space Marine Codex to see what kind of shenanigan stuff he can do, because we know Matt loves his shenanigans. Be quiet, you're playing Demonkin as your other army. Talk about shenanigans. Anyway, we've got 2 detachments. We have a Combined Arms detachment with his Warlord, who has the Tempered Helm, and I can't remember the special combi melts his name. Also has a Power Fist. There's a Librarian with the special Sons of Medusa staff. He's actually using the Clan Raukon supplement as well. He has 3 Devastators, Grab Devastators in a drop pod as a fast attack choice. 2 troop choices with Plasmas in drop pods as well. And they are going to be joined by 2 Tech Marines because you can unlock Tech Marines for each HQ choice, which is awesome. The Ironclad Dreads with Heavy Flamers are walking. This is the first company formation, so he has 6 Stern Guard with Meltas, or Combi Meltas, in a drop pod. And 2 squads of Terminators, 5 each, with Cyclone missile launchers. So that's his 2,000 points. All right, so here we have deployment. Matt won the role to go first and deploy first, so all he has on the table are 2 Ironclad Dreadnoughts just standing out in the middle of nowhere. Everything else is in a drop pod or is going to teleport in, which is ugly. But that did kind of dictate my deployment. I have my 1 heavy support squad up here, which is a scoring unit. They are a troop choice for me, so they are holding that objective. I have another one over here that is holding this objective. These guys are ready to come that way to grab that one, and those guys are going to go that way to get this one. But I have my little bunker here with my Dreadnoughts and my Rapiers, and I tried to spread them out so he couldn't put a drop pod in here and fit it without mishapping somewhere. So he's going to have a hard time getting behind all these guys, but it's not going to be completely impossible because I just didn't have that many bodies that I was able to clog my backfield with. Anyway, he's going to go first unless I can seize. I'm going to do that on camera. We are playing just a standard Maelstrom mission. We're actually doing a little bit of a demo game as part of this today as well, which is why we're just using standard deployments and basic Maelstrom mission. We're going to draw up to 3 cards each turn. So I'm going to roll to see if I can seize on a 6. Oh, it was up there. It was going there, and then it rolled back off the woods. So that's not it. Matt's going to go first. We didn't roll to see if we have night fighting either. So do we have night fighting? Yes, night fighting. All right. Turn 1, it's up to you. Top of turn 1, predictably, we see Matt's drop pods come down. He's got his 6-guy Melta squad right here with the captain, and his Centurions in the middle. The Meltas landed pretty much on target, and then jumped out and over the barricade, so that a whole bunch of them were going to have a clean line of fire on my Dorado over here. The Dorado is gone, but he was able to intercept 4 of the combi meltas off the table before he went. So that's pretty good. It's not nowhere near a point-for-point exchange, because that's a 220-point Dreadnought. But, you know, it was still okay. Anyway, I also had some interceptor fire from the Volkites because they have an augury scanner. Only 2 could see, but he made all of his saves, so don't get to deflagrate them yet. So they won't be able to fire this turn. The Dreadnought is dead. That gave Matt first blood. The Centurions over here opened up a Mortarion and his guys. Now, this is something you guys can talk about in the comments, and I know you will. Mortarion has a special rule that says any weapon that does not rely on his toughness to wound him wounds him on a 6. Now, 40k grav weapons say they rely on your armor save. So technically, if he was shooting Mortarion by himself, he would need 6s to wound him. However, because Morty's part of the unit, we said, I think it's only fair, we would take majority armor saves if we did it this way too. So net scenario is he's rolling 3s to wound on the unit, including Mortarion. He tanked, I think, 3 of the wounds, took 3 himself, and then I lost 4 more of the, I'm sorry, took 4 wounds, or tanked 4 wounds, took 3 himself and lost 4 more of the guys from 11 grav hits. But again, Mortarion's fearless, he doesn't care. So he's going to go take on some Centurions next turn. And then I'm going to move into the bottom of turn 1. Matt, how many points did you score? First blood?
Just 1 point.
Just 1 point for first blood. All right. Moving into bottom of turn 1, I'm going to draw my cards and try to punch those dreadnoughts in the face. Matt just checked his cards again and realized he had lightning strike, so he did destroy a unit right here in his face, so he has another point for 2 points. All right, that was kind of a turn for me. It should have been a lot better. My rapiers opened up fire on the ironclad and didn't do anything. I rolled nothing but 1s and 2s, so it was horrible. Those Marines came forward towards that objective. Oh, I drew a secure objective 4, which my Volkites are on. I drew Ascendancy, control 3 objectives, which I'm only holding 2 right now. A third is not hard to get, though. And then I also have Witch Hunter. So Mortarion broke off from the squad to try to get the Librarian. I rolled poorly again in combat. I rolled 2 1s to wound. Otherwise, I would have killed all 3 of the Centurions. As it is, I only killed 1, and the super force staff from the Librarian did a wound back to me. So Morty's down to 3, which is not great. I'm not feeling awesome about that. But otherwise, we're in decent shape. The Dreadnought over here charged in and killed both the Stern Guard that were with the Captain right down in here. Captain didn't have to look out Cirques. They both got in a base with the Dreadnought. But a Crack Grenade and the Power Fist did 1 glancing hit to the Dreadnought each. So he's down to 1, and that was a tie combat. That Dreadnought failed a 6-inch charge by a single inch. It was just over 6 inches, and I rolled a 6. So we're going to move into turn 2. Matt's going to refresh his cards, and no more night fighting. Oh, we forgot about the night fighting saves. Matt let me go back and reroll night fighting for the 4 guys who died right there. And I actually got 2 of my Marines back, so that squad's only down to 8. Top of turn 2, Matt draws Death from above, so of course he targets his Terminators right here. They deep strike within 12 inches of his captain successfully, and boom, blow up my Dreadnought in the back with crack missiles and rending Stormbolter shots from the Librarian's mouth, whatever it's called, Misfortune, on the Dreadnought. So that happened here. I did Interceptor with these guys again, the Volkites. I did a ton of wounds. I think I did like 12 wounds. He failed 1 save and then made his 6 up feel no pain. So that was terrible. Over here, Tactical Squad. Actually, that one tried to come in first on the objective and scattered 12 inches back, which was nice. They opened up, killed a couple of these Marines over here. These guys, I think actually just 1. And then these guys killed another 4, but they're holding. So that is going to now be a hotly contested objective. We'll see if I can't whittle down some Marines with my orbital bombardment. He did kill the sergeant in this squad with a flamer. I rolled a 1 on the second save he was going to make, and then I also lost my Vox in here, so I'd have to get a better line of sight with those guys over here to be able to shoot anything. The Dreadnought went first over the Captain because he was unwieldy. I got 1 hit in with a Chain Fist, wound him, and he rolls a 1 on his save and dies. That was cool. Mortarion kills the Librarian in a challenge. Matt just remembered he had the issue a challenge objective, so he issued a challenge. I accepted it, killed the Librarian, and then killed one of the Centurions as well. The other one broke and is running and is hiding back here, which is good for me. And that's about it. Oh, the Dreadnought came through the wall. This was the funny part. The Dreadnought came through the wall. It needed a 4-inch charge. It's 3.5 inches, and I'll bet you can guess what he rolled. Rolls a 3 and doesn't get into the fight, so Mortarion is really licking his chops now because he has 2 Dreadnoughts he might be able to take on. Anyway, moving into the bottom of turn 2. I have no reserves, so we're just going to start shooting and moving. Bottom of turn 2, I get a little bit of luck coming back my way. The Rapiers had to deal with those Terminators in the backfield because they were going to get punked if they didn't. I killed 3 of them with the actual Rapiers, and then forced a leadership check, and they broke, which is great because I drew Psychological Warfare. So the Terminators are running that way. They're going to automatically regroup and still be able to charge in and wreck a bunch of my Rapiers. But you know what? I'll take that. Maybe I can take one out in Overwatch. My Marines came up here towards the objective, got within 3 inches on a good dangerous terrain or difficult terrain move, and then I dropped bolters and my orbital bombardment from my Master of Signal, who I was able to spot. I was able to target on his plasma gunner. Thanks to that guy way over there. You see him right there? Yep, he's my spotter, thanks to the Vox. And as you can see, there's a Tech Marine and a 1 bolter dude left from that squad, which cleared the objective enough for me to be able to hold it, which is cool because that gave me my Ascendancy for D3 points, so I got 2 points for that. I'm holding that one. My Volkites got that one, and my missile guys have that one. And then Mortarion charged in, issued a challenge, killed the Tech Marine for Warlord, so that's another point for me, and then killed one more guy. They failed their leadership check, and I caught them, so we're still stuck in combat because they're 40k Marines, not 30k. I still have to reroll. I have to roll my Will Not Die. Otherwise, that's it. My Dreadnought came over here, took off another hull point on the Dreadnought underneath there with his Graviton gun, and that's it. So he's got to move through difficult and dangerous terrain, and then, well, he's a Ironclad, he doesn't care. Anyway, that's it. That's it for turn 2. So turn 3 is coming up. Matt's got one more drop pod to come down, and we'll see where he puts it. Top of turn 3, Matt's Terminators failed to come in. I said drop pod at the end of the turn, but they're actually another squad of Terminators. They failed to come in. These guys regrouped, shot at, and then charged the Rapiers. Killed half the crew with some shooting and then assaults. It was a really poor assault roll. Thanks to Stubborn, they're still in. Over here, these 5 Marines got wiped out by shooting from the guys over here and the Grav Cannon over here on the Centurion. And then he consolidated back to grab that objective. He had the Space Marine objective, the Emperor's Retribution, I believe it's called, where he has to get a point. He gets a point if he takes an objective I previously held. So he did take that one from me and got a point. Over here, Ironclad comes through the wall and charges into the Marines right there. It only kills 1, and I decided not to do our weapons are useless because I'm just going to tie him up for a couple turns with a bunch of stubborn Space Marines. That's not a bad idea. He does have only 1 wound left, so I might be able to get that Dreadnought in here and come take that last wound off him. This Dreadnought, though, it was awesome. He wanted to come in here and charge Mortarion, but he rolls another 3, so his Ironclads are really not doing very well in assaults. Morty managed to kill 5 of the Marines, but he rolls a 3 for them to stay in, so it was kind of a turn of 3s right over here in this side. At the end of the turn, Matt did get 1 hull point back from It Will Not Die, so he's back up to 2, and then he scored 1 more point for, what was it? It was the Emperor's Retribution, yes. Gave you a D3, and you rolled a 1. So it is 5-5 right now, going to the bottom of turn 3. Bottom of turn 3 was a really good one for me. I drew Blood and Guts, Hold the Line, and Supremacy. I was already holding 2 objectives, and Matt was holding this one and this one. So I figured I had to clean him off of one of the objectives to get it and score my D3 for Supremacy. I shot over here with these at these Marines with all my Volkites. I had to snapfire a couple of them, but I got 2 hits on the snapfire and just a ton of hits with everything else. And he did fail just enough wounds for me to kill the Marine and the Tech Marine. So it knocked him off there. Guaranteed me Supremacy, but just for good measure, my Dreadnought over there was trying to get an angle to join that combat, decided against it, then just pivoted and shot the drop pod and wrecked it, which took him off both his objectives. So now I have 2, he has 0, which gave me Supremacy. Mortarion consolidated on the back there as well, so I actually have 3 at the end of the turn, but that's not relevant. So I rolled a 6 anyway to get 3 points for Supremacy, which is awesome. Mortarion finished off the tack squad right here to give me another point for Blood and Guts. I scored 4 points that turn. It was a great turn. Crack missiles over there. Where did I kill the Dreadnought? I did. I blew up the Dreadnought. That's right. I blew up the Ironclad that was sitting right there because I shot him in the back and got a couple of glancing hits that came through, right? Is that what happened? Yep. Yeah, okay. Oh, it was a pen. That's right. 2 pens and a glance. I did have just a really good shot, I guess. So I had a good round of shooting. Back over here, I'm down to 1 Marine holding the Rapiers from the Terminators. Matt has done this a lot to me, where he will fail a Terminator save on a 1 and then roll a 6 for the Feel No Pain. It's just obnoxious. But Stubborn is keeping me alive right there. He's keeping his guys locked up. So he's going to finish off the Rapiers in my turn. I'm sorry, in his turn. And he's probably going to finish off those Tack Marines in here. He killed, what, 4 of them? 5 of them? Something crazy like that. But again, Stubborn was so great to me, and just my Marines decided, no, I'm just going to hold up that Ironclad for another turn so that he'll kill me in my turn, or in his turn, and then I'll be able to finish him off with my Dreadnought in his turn. It's going to be good. So we're moving now into top of turn 4. I have a 9-5 lead. Oh, I'm going to discard Hold the Line too, by the way, Matt. I forgot to say that. I'm going to get rid of that because you got a drop pod and those 2 Terminators, and I don't have much to come at him. Top of turn 4, Terminators finally decided to show up. They deep struck, they tried to go right here, scattered back, but stayed on the table, fortunately. Cyclone Launcher shot at the Dreadnought and actually failed to do anything. Rolled a 2 on his pen roll. So the Grav Centurion came over here. He was coming this way to support stuff. He got the 1 glancing hit. That's all he needed to blow him up. So that Dreadnought is wrecked. The Ironclad killed 2 more guys in combat. I chose to finally break free, and our weapons are useless to run away. Did not catch him, so I have 1 guy here, but thanks to the Legion of Astartes rule, he can try to regroup at his normal leadership. Not like he's going to stay there or get shot off the table. These guys finished off the Rapier crew, which means the Rapiers themselves are gone. So he got Matt got 1 point for blowing up the dreadnought with shooting, and then he got D3 points because he has 3 units in my deployment zone. He got, was it called, not hold the line breaker, behind enemy lines. So he rolled a 4 for that and got 2 points. So the score is now 9-8. We're going into bottom of turn 4 now. Bottom of turn 4, that Marine regroups and snapfires at the Terminators, does nothing. These guys used the BS-5 from the Master Signal, shot 5 crack missiles into the front of the Dreadnought, hit 5 times, and didn't roll higher than a 4. So, he's still there. That's not good. Mortarion charged that last Devastator, or the Devastator Centurion, who happened to be the sergeant from the squad, issued a challenge, which was one of my missions. I had Honor the Chapter, so I am using the 40k Space Marine cards for this, so yes, Death Guard are a chapter in this. Anyway, I issued the challenge, got my victory point, killed him, of course, with like 3 instant death wounds or 4 or whatever it happened to be, and then consolidated onto Objective 1, which was another one of my cards. My other one is Secure Objective 3, which is way on the top of the building. I held onto it because Morty can just do his ninja jump to grab it, hopefully. I killed one of the Terminators over there with Volkite weapons. Oh, actually, I got one more wound I have to roll on those guys because I forgot the actual Volkite roll, the deflagrate. Not like it's going to do much, but if it does, it'll be crazy cool. What was the other thing that happened? I think that's it. That's about it. So I scored 2 more points this turn to put me up 11-8. So going into turn 5, our last turn. It worked. Deflagrate is awesome. He rolls another 1 for his Terminator save, and then a 3 for his Feel No Pain, and died. So we were all like bouncing happy now. Yay, it's a good day. It's the Dreadnought and those Terminators. That's what the game's going to come down to in turn 5. Let's go in there. Top of turn 5 is going to be very quick. All the action happened over here. Matt drew Blood and Guts. What else did you draw?
Hold the line.
Hold the line. So he's got nothing in his zone. He also drew Objective 4, which is there. He's never going to get that. But he had a chance to get 3 units with Blood and Guts because he had my Master Signal, my missile launchers, and that 1 Tactical Marine left here. So the Terminators charged the Tactical Marine and finished him off easily. Didn't shoot him. The Ironclad Heavy Flamer guys, he actually managed to kill 3 of my missile launchers, which is bad, but it kept me out of charge range. So he needed to roll an 8 and rolled a 6, I think. So not close enough because he's going up the level. All my guys are on the 2nd floor. Didn't get it. Took the 1 point though for getting Blood and Guts to make it 11-9. I have the bottom of 5, and then we're going to roll to see if the game's going to go on because we're actually moving faster than we thought. We might be able to get more in. Bottom of 5 coming up. Bottom of turn 5, Mortarion just came running forward and then did his little ninja jump to get underneath Objective 3 right here. So he's going to score that. That gives me 12 points. I could not see the Dreadnought with those missile launchers, so they shot at the drop pod and took a hull point off. The Volkites, I had 3 of them who didn't move. They could see the Terminators, shot at them, did a lot of wounds again. I think 9 wounds or something like that. Matt made 8 saves and then made the 1 Feel No Pain again. So I didn't kill a Terminator, didn't get the extra wounds. That was super cool when that happened over there. I have to admit, that was super cool. Anyway, I drew one of the cards that gave me D3 points if I charged 3 times in a turn. I thought about moving all those guys down, breaking off the Master Signal, getting Mortarion way in there. I could have done it with a 7-inch charge. I could have done it this turn, but I saved it just in case we went to turn 6 because I have a much better chance of getting Morty in there, even though those guys are going to die. I didn't want to lose Mortarion to give up Warlord either, and I'm kind of attached to him. So it is bottom of 5. Matt's going to roll a die, and a 1 or 2 game's going to end. It's going to be, if the game ends, he's going to have Line Breaker from those. So go ahead. 1 or 2. Game's going to go on into turn 6. Coming back after turn 6. Right, this is all of turn 6 all at once. At the beginning of the turn, the score is 10-12. I have 12, Matt has 10. His Terminators and Dreadnought came up here, charged at and flamed and shot at my Marines and Master Signal, killed them. So he still got Line Breaker with this squad. Over here was seriously disappointing. Matt drew Psychological Warfare, which is really going to be hard to get against my entirely stubborn army. So what does he do? Shoots 3 Stormbolters. 2 Stormbolters. I'm sorry, 2 Stormbolters at my Volkites. I failed 3 armor saves, and the other 2 guys roll an 11 and run off the table, giving him Psychological Warfare for a point. So right now, in the top of turn 6, the score is going to be 11-12. If the game ends, it would be 12-12. I have the bottom of turn 6. I drew Assassinate. I had Assassinate for the Emperor and No Mercy, No Respite. Just garbage, considering the only model I have left on the table is Mortarion. So all I did was went for Line Breaker. So Morty just runs down, teleport, jumps in, is now in Matt's deployment zone, getting me Line Breaker. to give me 13 points to Matt's 12 if the game ends. So go ahead, Matt, roll to see if it ends. 1, 2, or 3. Game's gonna go on another 4. We're gonna have turn 7. I did discard No Mercy, No Respite just to make sure. So he might be able to still get some points. We'll see. Turn 7 took us all the 2 minutes to complete. Matt draws Secure Objective 2 to give him 12 honest points right now. So he has 12 victory points on his own. He just stayed there because he had nothing that he could kill Mortarion with. He had no way to take him out. Even if we hit him with, you could do what you're going to do 2 of his 4 wounds. He's not going to die from it. Yeah, he's not. It's not going to kill him. Therefore, I just parked myself on his objective and pray that I got another card I could actually get. But I got Secure Objective 2 also. So we end the game 12-12 with both of us getting Linebreaker, 13-13. That was a killer game, dude. That was awesome. That was super good. That's all we got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We are starting to crank Food Hammer into serious gear right now. We've got lots of donors already chipping stuff in. You're going to start seeing stuff on the blog and in these videos. As donations come in, we start to really feature them in the videos as well. So pay attention. If you're anywhere in the Midwest and want to come donate to a really good cause, come check out Food Hammer. We don't have dates yet, but we know it's going to be between the end of November, around Thanksgiving, and before Christmas. Food Hammer, Food Machine. We're actually going to have a 3rd day this year to do some drop zone and bolt action on that too. Tons of prizes, tons of fun, some goofy shenanigan-y stuff, just like we like it. So thanks again for watching, and see you next time.